Morning students. So I just wanted to speak to you related certain CBSE new introduced topics about our examination criteria. That is one art integrated project for you. So you have to do the project. I will explain to you how you have to do it, and you have to send it to me through the WhatsApp. Clear? So and you have to maintain a file, means whatever you do, the project has to be within you, in your hands. You have to keep it safely. Clear? And how you have to do it? One is the picturization of a lesson. So I had taken the lesson rat trap. Rat trap you have to draw, and you can write the dialogues and all. Understood? Like a in a comic book, cartoon, isn't it? How you do it? Same way, first you can show the rat trap seller is moving around, hanging the rat traps. So you can just a picturization, isn't it? It is not necessary everyone is very good in drawing, but a figure has to be drawn and dialogue has to be there in the page. So in a A4 size paper, you can take and you can draw the story of rat trap seller. Understood? So one example I will attach in your along with this message. I will send you in the group, in your group. So you that is from the +1 project one of my friends sent. So you can have a look at it and you will get an idea, and the same you have to implement in your project. Means not the same story, the story is rat trap. Clear? So let us continue with the lesson, that is on the face of it. I know it is little boring, but when you sit and think about these people, such that is differently able people, you can really understand how their life used to be. So here last class we learned that Derry and Mr. Lamb, they were discussing about their difficulties, and Mr. Lamb has a lot of positive attitude and Derry is having negative attitude, and Mr. Lamb is giving him a lot of tips how to overcome those negative attitudes. Let us continue. Mr. Lamb, they might not. You would have to take the risk, so would they? So what was Derry speaking? In the last class we learned that it would stop them, they would mind me. When they saw me here, they look at my face and run. But when Mr. Lamb said that whenever you wanted to visit my garden, you can come. That time what was Derry saying? Derry is saying that when the other people see his face and they will run away. So Mr. Lamb said that okay, they might do that. Sometimes they might not do. So you don't have to take you would have to take the risk. So would they? Whatever they want to, let them do it. But you come and enjoy the garden. Derry, no you would. You might have me and lose all your other friends, because nobody wants to stay near me if they can help it. What did he say? That because of me, who will lose the friendship? Who will lose the friends? Mr. Lamb will lose the friends. So what did Derry say? That Mr. Lamb will lose friends because nobody wants to stay near him if they can help it. Mr. Lamb, I have not moved, so that doesn't matter me. That's what Mr. Lamb said. Derry, no, Mr. Lamb. When I go down the street, the kids shout, "Lay lamb," but they still come into the garden, into my house. It is a game. They are not afraid of me. Why should they be? Because I am not afraid of them. That is why not. Now, who is sharing his experience? Mr. Lamb is saying that even this children, they called him, gave him another name. What is it? Lamy Lamb. But still these same children used to visit his garden, and they are not afraid of him, and because he was also not afraid of them. That is why not. That is why not. That's why I am not bothered about it. Clear? Derry, did you get your leg blown off in the war? Now who is clearing the doubt about Mr. Lamb's leg? That is Derry. Mr. Lamb, certainly. Derry, how will you climb on a ladder and get the crab apples down? So he said that he used to pluck the this wild apples, crab apples, and he used to make jelly, isn't it? So he is clearing his doubts. Mr. Lamb, oh, there is a lot of things I have learned to do and plenty of time for it. Years, I take it steady. So he had learned a lot of things with his disabled leg. If you fell and broke your neck, you could lie on the grass and die if you were on your own. So what Derry is saying, Derry is warning that If you climb on the ladder and pluck this crab apples, you will fall down and you will die there. Mr. Lamb, I could. Yes, Mr. Lamb is saying that, yes, I know it. I could. I can fall also. Then you said I could help you, Mr. Lamb, if you want to. Yes, Derry. But my mother will all want to know where I am. And it is 3 miles home. Across the fields, I am 14. But they still want to know where I am. He is complaining that who is always worried about him? Derry's mother is always worried about him. And even though he completed 14 years old, his mother used to ask him where he went and whom he met and all these things. Mr. Lamb, what did he say? You see, people worry. So that's a normal thing. That's what Mr. Lamb said. Derry, people first. What is first means? Giving importance to unnecessary things. So it is not worry. That's what Derry is saying. Derry is saying that people are unnecessarily giving importance to unnecessarily giving importance to what? Not necessary things. Mr. Lamb, go back and tell them. Derry, it is 3 miles, Mr. Lamb. It's a fine evening. You have got legs. What's the problem with it? If it is 3 miles away also, it's not a problem at all. You have legs. Derry, once I got home, they would never let me come back. That's what Derry is saying there. Because Mr. Lamb said that he can come back and help him whenever he wanted to visit his garden. So Derry is saying that who will not allow him to come to his house again? His mother will not allow him. So you don't know. Say once you got home, you would never let yourself come back. Derry, you don't know what I could do. Mr. Lamb, no, only you know that. Derry, if I chose, Mr. Lamb, if you chose, I don't know everything, boy. I can't tell you what to do. I don't know about you, what other things you can do. You please tell indirectly who is saying, Mr. Lamb. Derry, they tell me, Mr. Lamb, do you have to agree? I don't know what I want. I want something no one else has got or ever will have. Something just mine. Like this garden. I don't know what it is. So what is he saying that? Derry is very much attracted towards whose garden? Mr. Lamb's garden. Mr. Lamb, you could find out. Derry, how? Waiting, watching, listening, sitting here or going there. I will have to see to the bees. So what is he saying that? You have to do 2-3 things. How he is helping? He is helping Derry by giving instructions. You have to wait, you have to watch and listen, and you have to find out what are the things you like to do. Derry, those other people who come here, do they talk to you, ask you things? So Derry is clarifying his doubts with Mr. Lamb. He is asking him whether the other people who used to visit his garden will talk to whom? Talk to Mr. Lamb. Mr. Lamb, some do, some don't. I ask them, I like to learn. But Mr. Lamb is very much interested in talking to the other people. Some of the people used to talk to him, some of them, they don't talk to him. Derry, I don't believe in them. I don't think anybody ever comes. You are here all by yourself and miserable, and no one would know if you were alive or dead, and nobody cares. Who is saying Derry can't believe that people used to visit Mr. Lamb too. So he is saying that you will be always alone and you will die also. Nobody will come to know about it. Mr. Lamb, you think what you please. So Mr. Lamb is saying you are thinking like this. Okay, you do think like that. Derry, alright then. Tell me some of their names. So you said that so many people used to visit you. Can you tell me the names? Mr. Lamb, what are names? Tom, Dick or Harry? Getting up, I am off down to the bees. Who is not interested in talking unnecessary things? Mr. Lamb. Derry, I think you are daft, crazy. Mr. Lamb, that's a good excuse. What for? You don't talk sense. Good excuse not to come back, and you have got a burnt up face, and that is other people's excuse. He is saying that you have an excuse by saying that I am not speaking sensible things. That's why you don't want to come back. And other people also having some excuse about you. That is your burnt face. Derry, you are like the others. You like to say things like that. If you don't feel sorry for my face, you are frightened of it. And if you are not frightened, you think I am ugly as a devil. I am a devil, don't you? Who did not like it? Derry did not like it. Whose comments? Mr. Lamb's comments. What is Derry saying that? You are also frightened like others by seeing my face. Who was angry? Derry was angry and he was literally shouting. Mr. Lamb does not reply. He has gone to his bees. Derry quietly, no, you don't. I like it here. Pause. Derry gets up and shouts, I am going, but I will come back. You see, you wait. I can run. I haven't got a tin leg. I'll be back. Now he is assuring Mr. Lamb that he will come back and meet him again. Derry runs off, silence the sounds of the garden again. Mr. Lamb to himself, there, my dears, that is you seen too. You know, we all know I will come back. They never do, though not them, never do come back. The garden noises fade. So who is speaking to himself? Mr. Lamb is speaking himself. People used to always promise him that they will come back and meet him, but they will not come back. So he was very sure that who will also not come back, Derry will also not come back. And now second scene, whose house? Derry's house. Mother, you think I don't know about him? You think I haven't heard things? So Derry must have told mother that he visited whose house? Mr. Lamb's house. That who did not like it? Mother did not like it. Derry, you shouldn't believe all you hear. Mother, been told, warned, we have not lived here 3 months. But I know what there is to know, and you are not to go back there. So they just recently shifted, 3 months back only they shifted to this place. But I know about the people who are staying nearby. Derry, what are you afraid of? What do you think he is? An old man with a tin leg, and he lives in a huge house without curtains and has a garden. And I want to be there and sit and listen to things. Listen and look. So he is saying that, Mr. Derry is saying that he is an old man. He has a house without curtains. Who wished to go and sit and talk to him? Derry wished to go and talk to him. Mother, listen to what? Derry, be singing, him talking. What do you want to do there? So he is saying that I wanted to listen to his talk and the bee's song. Mother, and what has he got to say to you? So mother is so curious to know about what is the topic. Who is talking? Mr. Lamb is talking. Derry, things that matter, things nobody else has ever said, things I want to think about. Very beautiful things who is speaking. That's what Derry is saying, Mr. Lamb. Mother, then you stay here and do your thinking. You are best of here. So he's saying that if you wanted to think about it, you stay here. It is not necessary to go to whose house? Mr. Lamb's house. Derry, I hate it here. So Derry doesn't want to stay at home. Mother, you can't help the things you say. I forgive you. It's bound to make you feel bad things and say them. I don't blame you. Derry, it has got nothing to do with my face and what I look like. I don't care about that, and it is not important. It is what I think and feel and what I want to see and find out and hear. And I am going back there only to help him with the crab apples, only to look at things and listen, and I am going. So Miss Mother is not at all interested. Who going again and meeting who? Mr. Lamb. Derry is going back, but Derry is saying that he wished to go there and he wished to listen to the things there. He wanted to help Mr. Lamb plucking for crab apples. Mother, you will stop here. Derry, oh no, because if I don't go back there, I will never go anywhere in this world again. Who is very fond of visiting Mr. Lamb? Derry is very fond of the door slams. Derry runs panting. He was running very fast. Towards where? Towards Mr. Lamb's house. And I want the world. I want it. The sound of his panting fades. Now, scene 3. Mr. Lamb's garden. Garden sounds, the noise of a branch shifting, apples thumbing down, the branch shifting again. So we can see the scene at whose garden? Mr. Lamb's garden. A branch is falling down and the crab apples are falling. That's a scene. Mr. Lamb, steady. That is, got it. That is it. More apples fall. So what is he? He is just trying to pluck the apples. And again, that's it. When he catch it, so he say, that's it. And a creak. Suddenly, a branch is breaking. That's a creaking sound, a crash. The ladder falls back. Mr. Lamb with it. So Mr. Lamb was actually standing on in the support of what? The ladder. So it falls, and who also falls down? Who fell down? Mr. Lamb. A thumb. The branch swishes back, creaks, then silence. Derry opens the garden. They say the moment who falls, Mr. Lamb falls. Who enters the garden? Derry. Derry enters the garden. Still panting. Derry, you see, I came back. You said I wouldn't. And they said, but I came back. I wanted. What is he saying? Mr. Lamb said that he will not come back. And they said I should not go. Who said? His mother said that he should not go to visit who? Mr. Lamb. But still I came back. Why? Why did he come back to Mr. Lamb? Because he wanted to come back to whose garden? Mr. Lamb's garden. Mr. Lamb. He runs through the grass, stops and kneels. Mr. Lamb, it is all right. You fell. I am here. Mr. Lamb, it is all right. He had seen who fell down. Mr. Lamb. He rushes towards him and said that you don't have to worry. I am here. I came back. Lammy Lamb, I did come back. Derry begins to weep. Who dies? I think Mr. Lamb dies. And next we are going to start with the new lesson, that is Ivan tries an O-level. Ivan tries an O-level is written by Norman Colin Dexter OBE. He was an English crime writer and known for his Inspector Morse series of novels. Actually, Norman Colin was born on 29 September 1930 and he died in 2017. This particular lesson is about a prisoner named Evans. James Evans, actually his name is James Evans, and how he befools all the police officers and escapes from the prison. That's the theme of this story. It's very interesting, but you have to very carefully listen, otherwise you will not understand. Before you read, should criminals in prison be given the opportunity of learning and education? Yes, I hope you will also agree with me, because it is necessary to engage them in some activities, otherwise they will become worse, isn't it? So that's why in the jails and all, you must have seen they started hotels. If you go to Pujapura, there is a hotel actually run by the prisoners. They used to serve also, it's very neatly kept. And even in Eastport you can see there is a counter. They used to sell chicken curry and chapati and parathas and all, isn't it? Some of you must have tasted it. So here the author is asking you, is it necessary? Yes, it is of course necessary to engage them, isn't it? The children below 14 years, they used to be also taught at the jail. Now let us begin with the lesson. First one is dramatis personae. What is meant by dramatis personae means characters in the play. The secretary of the examination board, the governor of HM prison Oxford, James Evans a prisoner, Mr. Jackson a prison officer, Mr. Stephens a prison officer, the Reverend S. McCleary an invigilator, Mr. Carter detective superintendent, Mr. Bell detective chief inspector. All precautions have been taken to see to it that the O-level German examination arranged in the prison for Evans does not provide him with any means of escape. All precautions means all preventive measures have been taken. They had taken all preventive measures, had taken for what purpose? For whose examination? Evans examination. What examination he is planning to do? He is planning to appear for O-level German examination. Actually, where is the examination center? It is arranged in the prison only for Evans. And they had taken all precautions for what purpose? To provide him with any means of escape. They don't want to give any opportunity to whom? To Evans to run away from the jail. Now let us see, it was in early March when the secretary of the examination board received the call from Oxford prison. So in the month of March, there is a call who received the secretary of the examination. From whom did he receive a call? A call from Oxford prison. It is a slightly unusual request, Governor, but I don't see why we shouldn't try to help. Just the one fellow you say? So the secretary is asking the governor. The governor called him. So what did he must have asked him about the examination details, isn't it? So, the reply is, it is slightly unusual request, Governor, but I don't see why we shouldn't try to help. Yeah, we all should help him to appear for the examination. You said only one fellow is appearing for the what examination? The O-level German examination. That is it. A chap called Evans. What is chap means? He is a person or a boy. Started night classes in O-level German last September. So, governor is giving the detail. So, they started giving him night classes for what? For the O-level German examination. Which month did they start the class? September. Says he is dead keen to get some sort of academic qualification. Why did we provide him such arrangements? Because he was very much interested in getting some qualification. Is he any good? So, the secretary of examination asking, is he really good? He was the only one in the class. So, you can say he has had individual tuition all the time. Really would have cost him a packet if he had been outside. Packet here means a lot of money, because here he is getting individual tuition, isn't it? It is individual tuition only. So, if he had gone for the individual tuition outside, he should have spent a lot of money. Well, let us give him a chance, shall we? So, they are discussing about the arranging an examination center inside the prison. That is a jolly kind of you. Jolly kind of you means that is very nice of you. What exactly is the procedure now? Procedure means set of rules. What are the rules actually we have to follow? Oh, don't worry about that. I will be sending you all the forms and stuff. What is his name you say? Evans? So, secretary is telling the governor he does not have to worry about it, because who is going to send him all the details? The secretary examination will be sending all the details, and he is once again confirming the name of the candidate. Is it Evans only? James Roderick Evans. It sounded rather grand, isn't it? His name is very good. Even though he is a prisoner, see the name, what's the style? See, James Roderick Evans. Just one thing, Governor, he is not a violent sort of fellow, is he? So, who is clarifying, who is worried, who is afraid here? The secretary examination. Is he very violent? I don't want to know his criminal record or anything like that, but still we are worried. No, there is no record of violence. Quite a pleasant sort of chap. He is a very pleasant boy. They tell me a bit of a card. Very amusing. He is a very amusing personality, really. One of the stars at the Christmas concert imitations. So, he is saying that in the jail and all the festivals used to be celebrated. So, he is one of the very talented person. See, the governor is used the word star. Then, you know, the sort of thing Mike Yarwood stuff. No, he is just a congenital means with a bone with a particular type of illness. Kleptomaniac. What is kleptomaniac means? A tendency to steal. Some people have the tendency to steal, even though they are having so many things, but still they attempt to steal. It is a disease. That is all. The governor was tempted to add something else, but he thought better of it. He would look after that particular side of things himself. So, he wanted to give more details about Evans to the secretary of examination, but he thought that why should he talk unnecessarily to this man? He will take care of those areas of whom? Evans. Presumably means it is supposed to be, said the secretary. Yeah, you can arrange a room where. So, he is saying that okay, you can arrange a room where, no problem, he is in a cell on his own, he is in a particular cell, he is alone. If you have no objections, he can sit the exam in there. So, governor is asking if it is okay, he can write the examination inside the cell only. That is fine. And we could easily get one of the parsons from St. Mary Marks to invigilate, if that is. So, then the secretary said that one of the parsons, one of the clergy will be coming as an invigilator. From where? From St. Mary Max. Fine, yes, they seem to have a lot of parsons there, don't they? The two men chuckled. Chuckled means laughed good naturedly, and the secretary had a final thought. At least there is one thing, you should not have much trouble keeping him in communicado, should you? So is it difficult for you to keep him in communication? The governor chuckled politely once more, returned his thanks and slowly cradled the phone. Evans, what did he do? They had a nice talk with the secretary, governor. Then he just put the receiver back to the phone and he started thinking about whom? He started thinking about Evans. Evans the break, as the prison officers called him. So, who is recollecting? The prison officers used to call this prisoner as Evans the break. Thrice he had escaped from prison, and but for the recent wave of unrest in the maximum security establishments up north, he wouldn't now be gracing the governor's premises in Oxford, and the governor was going to make absolutely certain that he would not be disgracing them. Not that Evans was a real burden, just a persistent, nagging presence. So now he started thinking about whom? Evans. What was his name? Actually, people used to call him Evans the break. 3 times he escaped from where? From the prison. But now recently he was kept with a maximum security, and in which complex? Actually, the governor's premises at Oxford. So, the governor was going to make absolutely certain that he would be disgracing them. He will not run away. Who is taking care of him? Governor. Governor, in the presence of governor, isn't it? Not the Evans was a real burden. He was not a burden, but he was not a burden, just a persistent, nagging presence. He is always nagging you, isn't it? At home, people and the parents must be telling you, study, study. That's also nagging, isn't it? You people feel. The same way, here who is nagging? He is a nagging person. Evans is a nagging person. Means always he irritates whom? He irritates the police officers. That is why nagging is used. See next, what did he do? Though governor could see that, to see it personally. Who is taking the security of Evans personally? Governor is taking the security of Evans personally. And besides, there was just a possibility that Evans was genuinely interested in O-level examination. Who is very much interested in the O-level examination? Evans was interested in O-level examination. And what else happened? You just see. Just a slight possibility, just a very slight possibility. At 8:30 p.m. on Monday 7 June, Evans' German teacher shook him by the hand in the heavily guarded recreational block just across from D Wing. So, here on the 7th June, who came to see Mr. Evans? His teacher, his German teacher came and he shook his hand and wished him all the best. Where he was actually there, it was a guarded recreational block. What is recreational block? It is an entertainment block. Where is it is situated? It is across from D Wing. Guten Klick, here Evans. Guten Klick means good luck. Pardon, I said good luck. Good luck for tomorrow. Oh thanks. Who did not understand German? The Evans did not understand German. So, the teacher translated and said that good luck. Oh thanks, danke Sachin, you haven't a cat in hell's chance of getting through, of course, but I may surprise everybody, said Evans. So, you haven't a cat in hell's chance of getting through. There is no chance of getting out here. So, but he said that I will surprise everybody. That is what who said? Evans said that. At 8:30 the following morning, Evans had a visitor, 2 visitors. In fact, he tucked his grubby string vest into his equally grubby trousers and he stood up from his bunk, smiling cheerfully. He tucked in his string, the pajama string, isn't it, inside, and he equally grubby trousers and he stood up in his bunk. Bunk, you will know that, the place where the prisoners used to sleep. He was very happy. He was smiling cheerfully. Morning, Mr. Jackson. This is indeed an honor. Mr. Jackson is the police officer. He said that it's really an honor. You came here to meet me. Jackson was the senior prison officer on D Wing, and he and Evans had already become warm enemies. Both of them face to face, if they will see, they used to fight. So, that is why they are enemies. At Jackson's side stood Officer Stephens, a burly, surly looking, burly means stout, surely means rude, burly, surely looking man, only recently recruited to the profession. Next to Jackson, there is another officer, his name is Stephens. He is very stout and rude and recently become an officer. Jackson nodded curtly. What did curtly means? Very short and dryly, he said. And how is our little Einstein this morning then? Who is calling Ivan? Ivan is called as an Einstein. How is our little Einstein this morning then? Wasn't a mathematician, Mr. Jackson? I think he was a Jew, Mr. Jackson. They are making fun of whom? Fun of Evans. Evans' face was unshaven and he wore a filthy looking red and white bobble hat. Bobble hat is woolen hat upon his head. Give me a chance, Mr. Jackson. I was just going to shave when you burst in. Burst in means came suddenly. So Evans' face was unshaven. So Jackson came to check him. So he said that I was about who was about to go for the shaving. Evans was about to do his shaving, but suddenly who came in? Jackson, along with whom? Stephen, isn't it? So he says that I am just going for the for shaving. That's what Evans replied. It's a very interesting story. You just go through it. And another thing is your project, I am once again repeating, you have to do the picturization of the lesson rat trap. Clear? So you have to submit it in the first week of November. In sufficient time is there. Clear? And you have to send it through take the photograph and send it. It's not a game. This marks has to be sent to the board. I hope you understood. Thank you.